Good evening. You are watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. On behalf of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, His Highness Said Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Said receives His Excellency the President of the German Bundestag. The Public Authority for Electricity and Water announces a new technology for electricity bills readings to reduce delays in the issuing of bills and estimated readings. With the participation of 150 companies from 18 countries, the Oman Health Exhibition and Conference 2017 is opened. And the Sultanate's airports witness a noticeable growth in passengers, flights and cargo movements during the last 8 months. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Giorgi Konose Conrate of Fiji on the occasion of his country's Independence Day anniversary. On behalf of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos bin Said, His Highness Said Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Said, Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers, received today His Excellency Professor Dr. Norbert Lambert, President of the German Bundestag, and his delegation. His Excellency conveyed the greetings and best wishes of the Federal Republic of Germany to His Majesty, to the Omani government continued success, and for the Omani people further progress and prosperity. During the meeting, they discussed ways of supporting bilateral cooperation between the two countries in economic fields and expertise exchange and consultation in issues of common concern. Reviewing bilateral relations between the Sultanate and Germany and enhancing them in several domains were at the core of discussions between His Excellency Dr. Yahya bin Mahfouz Al-Manthri, Chairman of the State Council, and His Excellency Professor Dr. Norbert Lambert, President of the German Bundestag, and his delegation. During the meeting, they further discussed horizons of mutual cooperation in various fields and the means of supporting them, particularly in consultation aspects. His Excellency Professor Dr. Norbert Lambert, President of the German Bundestag, visited the National Museum within the framework of his current visit to the Sultanate. He was briefed about the museum, which comprises 14 halls with more than 5,000 archaeological artefacts. Reviewing existing bilateral relations between the Sultanate and the United Kingdom and the means of enhancing them were the main aspects of discussions at the meeting of His Excellency Syed Badr bin Saud bin Harib Al Busaidi, Minister responsible for Defence Affairs, and His Excellency Hamish Cowell, UK's ambassador accredited to the Sultanate. During the meeting, they exchanged cordial talks and discussed a number of matters of mutual concern between the two friendly countries. In continuation of water supply projects in various governorates of the Sultanate, the Public Authority for Electricity and Water has started construction works in the wilayas of Nakal and Dawabi and Wadi al-Mawal in the governorate of South Batna. The costs of these projects amount to more than 8 million Omani riyals. It is a vital project as it will provide a high-quality water supply service to all housing gatherings in the 3 wilayas. The work accomplishment percentage of the project exceeded 45% in some areas. The Public Authority for Electricity and Water announced through the Sultanate of Oman Radio and Television that it has introduced a new technology for electricity bills reading. The new smart billing system will reduce delays in issuing bills and estimated readings. According to the authority, the system is a step that will benefit customers. The Public Establishment for Industrial Estates, represented by the National Business Centre, will organise the Incubators Conference 2017 during the period from the 5th to 6th of December. It will be the first in the Sultanate aimed at enhancing the entrepreneurship culture and raising awareness and knowledge on the nature of supporting establishments for small and medium enterprises. A number of experts in the entrepreneurship field from various parts of the world will take part in the conference. The event will discuss issues related to entrepreneurship in the Middle East and North Africa and incentives for entrepreneurs and innovators. Enhancing commercial and investment cooperation was the centre of discussion at the talks between the Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the business delegation from the Chamber of Commerce Luxembourg. The meeting also dealt with exchanging expertise in the sectors of real estate development investments, communication and tourism, in addition to banking and oil sectors. During the meeting, a memorandum of understanding was signed on enhancing commercial and industrial ties between the two countries. Still to come in our news bulletin. Oman Post celebrates the World Post Day with other countries, which falls on the 9th of October every year. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. The Nobel Prize in Economics has been awarded to Richard Thaler of the University of Chicago for research showing how people's choices on economic matters, whether on savings or game shows like Deal or No Deal, are not always rational. The Swedish Academy of Sciences Secretary, Göran Hansson, said today that the $1.1 million prize was awarded to the academic for his understanding on the psychology of economics. Thaler is considered one of the founding fathers of behavioural economics, a field that shows that far from being the rational decision makers described in economic theory, people often make decisions that don't serve their best interests. That could include, for example, refusing to cut their losses when investments plunge in value, or making big bets at the casino because they are convinced their hot streak will continue. The Nobel Committee said Thaler had provided a more realistic analysis of how people think and behave when making economic decisions. India's Supreme Court today banned the sale of fireworks in New Delhi and nearby towns 10 days before the Hindu festival of Diwali in a move to curb the capital's deadly air pollution. The ban is effective immediately and lasts until November the 1st. The court said it will assess whether a fireworks ban makes a difference to New Delhi's air. Millions of highly polluting firecrackers are normally lit on Diwali, which falls on October the 19th this year. Every year, in the days following the festival, city hospitals report a spike in respiratory and asthma cases, and many people find it difficult to breathe. Last week, levels of a lung-clogging particulate matter known as PM2.5 hovered above 170 micrograms per cubic metre in New Delhi, 17 times higher than levels the World Health Organization deemed safe, and more than 4 times higher than India's own standard. A number of cars exploded at an underground parking garage, causing a huge fire at a market in Moscow yesterday evening. 3,000 people were evacuated from the shopping centre. Approximately 55,000 square metres of the commercial centre, which specialises in building materials, was engulfed in flames. More than 290 firefighters, 170 firefighting vehicles and 3 helicopters were dispatched to the scene. An overcrowded boat carrying Rohingya Muslims fleeing Myanmar capsized at the confluence of a river and the Bay of Bengal, killing at least 12 people. Up to 35 people were on the boat. Rescuers have retrieved 12 dead bodies. The search is continuing for further bodies or survivors, but the sea remains rough. The capsizing occurred near the southern coastal district of Cox's Bazar as a boat was moving towards Bangladesh late yesterday. Including yesterday's capsizing, boat accidents have killed at least 155 Rohingya trying to reach Bangladesh. Bangladesh's Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina says her government will continue to support the Rohingya, but that Myanmar must take them back. Back to some more local news. Under the auspices of His Excellency Dr. Sultan Al Busaidi, Health Minister at the Ministry of Health, the Oman Health Exhibition and Conference started this morning at the Oman International Exhibition Centre. More details in the following report by Abdullah bin Ahmed Al Rabai.
Oman Health Exhibition and Conference in conjunction with Oman Medical Association Scientific Conference began this morning. The three-day event has been organized by the Oman Medical Association to shed light on the latest updates in the medical field with the participation of around 450 international and local speakers.
The Omani Medical Association has always organized such conferences that aim to improve the quality of the healthcare in the Sultanate.
The event includes a medical exhibition where 150 companies from 18 countries are displaying their medical products.
We are the first rehabilitation centre in Oman offering in-stay care. Our motto is "We care," and we hope that as many patients will come to us to help them to rehabilitate themselves.
The discussion sessions by the experts will focus on the modern researches and technologies which will contribute in the development of the healthcare system in the Sultanate. Abdullah bin Ahmed Al Rabai, Sultanate of Oman Television.
The activities of the Entrepreneurs Products Exhibition in its 5th edition will kick off on the 25th of November. It was revealed in a press conference by the Executive Committee of the exhibition. The exhibition comes to emphasise the role of small and medium enterprises in a strengthening national economy, supporting the Sultanate's approach towards economic diversification, providing job opportunities and achieving sustainable development, in addition to finding a supportive environment for innovation. Improving the skills of the Omani entrepreneurs and marketing their products are the main goals of the exhibition. It also aims at acquainting the local society and the international community with the Omani SMEs. The airports of the Sultanate witnessed a noticeable growth in passenger movement, flights and cargo during the last 8 months. The number of passengers in Muscat International Airport recorded an increase by 17.5% to reach 9.36 million. Meanwhile, in Salalah Airport, the number of passengers increased by 25.3% as the cargo movement percentage stood at 20.5%. The passengers through Suhar Airport reached 19,000 and Duqm Airport passengers through internal flights stood at more than 20,000. The Sultanate, during the upcoming period, will host an International Airports Forum and exhibition, which will be held in December to shed light on the latest updates in airports management, as well as to review the regional and global challenges, in addition to studying the future vision of this vital sector. According to a new circular issued by the Ministry of Tourism, people of India, China and Russia will be covered by touristic visa facilitations. The decision comes in line with the initiative of facilitating procedures of obtaining visas to new tourism markets, which is one of the touristic initiatives associated to the National Programme for the Promotion of Economic Diversification. The decision also includes residents holding entry visas to the United States of America, Canada, Australia, United Kingdom or Schengen countries. This step aims to attract more tourists and to be in line with the trends of the Sultanate's sustainable tourism. The Sultanate, represented by Oman Post, participates with world countries to celebrate World Post Day, which falls on the 9th of October every year. The postal sector in the Sultanate witnessed a robust growth and increase in the number of postal services rendered to society members. More than 10.4 million postal materials were delivered internally and externally through Oman Post in 2016. The latest statistics issued by the National Centre for Statistics and Information mention that the number of post offices in the Sultanate reached 80, whilst the number of private mailboxes reached 67,000. It is worth mentioning that the Governorate of Muscat has more than 44% of these mailboxes. Oman Telecommunication Company said it has signed a non-binding letter of intent to buy a 12% stake in the Kuwait telecommunication company Zain. The stake is worth about $946 million based on Zain's current market value. It is worth mentioning that Omantel controls around 9.84% of Zain shares in a deal that reached more than 325 million Omani riyals in last August. Now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Clear skies will prevail over the Sultanate, with chances of low clouds and fog late at night and early morning over the governorates of South Sharqiya, Worcester and Dhofar. Winds will be easterly to southeasterly, light to moderate. Seas will be slight, with a maximum wave height of 1.25 metres. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. On behalf of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, His Highness Said Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Said receives His Excellency the President of the German Bundestag. The Public Authority for Electricity and Water announces a new technology for electricity bills readings to reduce delays in the issuing of bills and estimated readings. With the participation of 150 companies from 18 countries, the Oman Health Exhibition and Conference 2017 is opened. And the Sultanate's airports witness a noticeable growth in passengers, flights and cargo movements during the last 8 months. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.